The Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network is proud to present Old Dominion Athletic Conference Volleyball live from inside Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Hello, sports fans. My name is Kyle Haney. We are so excited to bring you volleyball action tonight between the Bridgewater College Eagles and the Lynchburg Hornets. It's a code red game for Lynchburg here tonight. We expect a big crowd inside Turner. You're getting a look at the Hornets as they go through their pregame warm-ups. Lynchburg 4-6 on the season, 1-3 in ODAC play so far. The one was on Saturday. They beat Ferrum 3-1 on the road in Franklin County. The opponent tonight will be the Bridgewater College Eagles, 9-5. They are 2-2 in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Bridgewater has lost 4 in a row, and they've actually lost 12 out of their last 14 sets. Some very good competition in there, so don't let that stat completely get your thoughts and your vibes on this Bridgewater team. They lost to CNU, Mary Washington, Virginia Wesleyan, and Randolph-Macon. So definitely tough competition for the Eagles, and tough competition this season for Lynchburg as well. I don't know that their 4-6 record is completely reflective of how good this ball club is. There's a tale of the tape, some statistical analysis here. You see Bridgewater leads in most of those categories. In fact, the Eagles are second in quite a few categories in the ODAC this season. They're second in team kills. They're second in kills per set, second in blocks per set. The one advantage on that tail of the tape there is the aces per set for Lynchburg. And their head coach, Hannah Gibbons, thinks that's an area that they could exploit. She expects her team to serve well and receive serve well, and that is going to be important all night long. We're glad that you are here with us. We've got volleyball coming up between Bridgewater and Lynchburg happening in less than 5 minutes. You'll see it live on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Look what you're missing.
In college taught me to strive and be the best athlete I can be, but also the best student I can be. My coaches always made sure that the student comes first, because not everyone's going to become a professional athlete. So they make sure that we will do great in academics. I knew that would only open the door to my future, and I'm really excited to start my dream program for physical therapy.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
We're set for volleyball action inside Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. Kyle Haney hanging out with you. Welcome, volleyball fans. Welcome to a Code Red night. We were trying to figure out the specific terminology and ways to describe what the Code Red games are all about, but it's not uncommon for a lot of teams. You have the white-out game and the blackout game where the fans are expected to wear white or black, whichever the case is. Well, here at Lynchburg, it's obviously going to be red for our Code Red game. You're going to see a lot of crowd shots of the fans getting into it. They're getting rowdy and saying howdy here inside Turner. But the Code Red game is a little bit more than just wardrobe. It's definitely a feature game on the schedule, and it's something that we all look forward to. I don't know that the opponent, when they have to play the Code Red game, really looks forward to it, although maybe it's kind of like throwing down the gauntlet and the challenge, and other teams will try to rise to meet that. There's definitely a different energy in the gym tonight. This is our third home game of the season. Lynchburg comes in at 4-6, 1-1 at home. They beat Southern Virginia in a 3-0 sweep. Lost to Avert a couple weeks ago, but it has been a full 2 weeks since the Hornets have played in this gym tonight. The opponent there is the Bridgewater Eagles. Lynchburg in the red on your screen. Bridgewater with more of the burgundy, if you will, but the shades are fairly similar. There's the gold trim on Bridgewater's jersey. Ball up in the air, and we're underway just like that. A nice swing by Ava Meinhardt. Picked up well on the other side. That ball sent into the net, and the first point goes to Lynchburg. You hear the crowd approval right there. Starters tonight for the Hornets. Number 7, Jana Leak, 5'6" sophomore from Williamsburg, Virginia. Number 12, a sophomore, Bree Spainhour from Rural Hall, North Carolina. The one you see serving there is Kaylee Keogh, 5'8" sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. Ava Meinhardt, we've already talked about, 6-foot freshman from Jefferson City, Missouri. And then Princess Salafu was the other starter, but she has rotated out because the libero Cassie Blackmore, number 2 in the white jersey for Lynchburg, already into the game. So here's a sub already for Bridgewater. This is Madeline Walker that will step to the service line. We are tied 1-1 in early action. Big swing from Bree Spainhour. That got knocked out of bounds, or knocked rather back into Lynchburg's defense. The cover wasn't clean. It skips out, so it's a Bridgewater point, 2-1. Eagles come in on the 4-game losing streak. But we did point out earlier, very tough competition. There's a point right down Main Street for Ava Meinhardt. Good job to get the middle attack going. Another middle will sub in. This is Princess Salafu, who was listed as a starter. But you get the libero in play there for one of the middles. In this case, it was Princess Salafu. Here's Meinhardt to serve. She's really been playing well lately. We'll talk about her good stretch of volleyball. Nice tandem stuff by Spainhour and Salafu. There's a roll shot that got tipped. Bridgewater will keep it alive. Pulled it out of the net. Another stuff by Lynchburg, but a well-placed setter attack right there. That was fabulous from Ashley Rutherford. The setters from Bridgewater are very aggressive. They love to attack. That was something on Coach Hannah Given's scouting report for Lynchburg, and you saw it right there. Ashley Rutherford with a saucy play there. And really at a key moment, too, because their team got stuffed at the net a couple times. Formidable blocking up front from Lynchburg. So a great job by Rutherford to put the ball somewhere else. She will set this time. Good swing, and that finds a seam. 4-2, Eagles lead. Serving for Bridgewater is Sophia Stites, defensive specialist, but wearing that white jersey, which indicates she is the libero for Bridgewater. Eagles by 2. There's a long one that ends up hitting the back line. Well-placed serve by Stites. Kaylee Keogh was in that zone of indecision there. Do I try to dig? Do I let it go? Very, very difficult. I thought Lynchburg has been really good about those 50-50 decisions all season long. But that one just kind of fell out of the sky there. Tough serve from Stites. She goes back there again. Stites is a sophomore. Lynchburg handles this one comfortably. Spainhour gets a swing away from the net. And there's a ball, another attack up front with just a little touch shot. Not the full fastball there from Bridgewater, but the Eagles are making it work. Already a 4-point hole early for Lynchburg. They trail 6-2. Lynchburg has been great in set 1 this season. 7-3 in 10 games. Lynchburg has won the first set 7 times. And they've won the first set in all 4 of their victories. But that means in 3 of those first set wins, they ended up not getting the win. There's Tori Williamson from the far left side. It seemed like it might have come off the side. Don't know if it was intentional or just a slight miss hit, but either way it works in Lynchburg's favor. Tori Williamson gets a point. Serving sub coming into the game for Lynchburg. This is Morgan Clark, sophomore from Virginia Beach. Maya Green checked into the game as well. Maya Green was honored pregame for getting her 1,500th assist. That's hard to say early in the night. 1,500 assists, 1,500 assists in her career so far for Maya Green. She's actually gone slightly over that, but got honored with the ball before the game, and sky's the limit for Maya Green, a junior. Who knows how many assists she might get to. Good serve again from Morgan Clark. Lynchburg's back within 2. Tipped off the block. Hornets keeping it alive. Green over to Tori Williamson. That got some shrapnel off the side of Rachel Myers. Or excuse me, it was Reagan Stoop that seemed to not be able to handle that ball as it hit her in the left shoulder and bicep. Another look right here. Tori Williamson. Oh yeah, it almost became self-defense for Stoop. Lynchburg within 1, 6-5. There's a great stuff by Tori Williamson. Fabulous stuff early from Williamson. There's Salafu right down the middle. Good job by Bridgewater. Pick that one up, keep it alive. Reagan Stoops sends it over with a roll shot. Green will set a back row Keogh. That worked well. Another setter attack. Lynchburg handles this. Platform over by Williamson. What a rally here. What a rally. Another setter attack. What a dive by Blackmore to try to keep that in play, but it skips over the Lynchburg bench. Fabulous rally. Already seeing the aggressiveness from the setters of Bridgewater. And that is on the second touch there. The setter not setting up one of the hitters for a big swing, but rather attacking on second contact herself. Williamson, full handful, but out of play. Oh, no, tipped. Tipped. Officials call that a tip, a Lynchburg point. Hornets trail by 1 again, 7-6. They were down as much as 4 early. But Lynchburg very much back in the fight. 7-6, set 1 action. Here's our first look at Abby Barlow, 5'1" sophomore from Moneta, Virginia, just down the road. Barlow's been outstanding. And you always hear about her energy, her presence. She brings so much. She's a spark plug in many ways. Tried to lay out and spatula that one up, but couldn't get to it. Well-placed shot by the Bridgewater Eagles. And that is number 18, Reagan Stoop. Stoop is one to watch. She's a freshman from Belhaven, North Carolina. She is second in the ODAC in kills per set, second in total points. Reagan Stoop, keep an eye on number 18 for Bridgewater. You know Lynchburg will. KK, she'll get a point. Up the staircase and letting it fly with the right arm. Kaylee Keogh. Lynchburg back within 1, 8-7. This is Cassie Blackmore to serve. 5'9" junior from Tennessee. Lynchburg has a ton of sophomores, not as many juniors, and 1 senior, Princess Salafu. Bridgewater has no seniors on the roster, volleyball fans. It's kind of nuts when you think about it. Keogh rolls one over the net. Play on, oh, what a dig. One-hander there by Morgan Clark. That was impressive. That was impressive from Morgan Clark. That was a ball that went down the seam, and Clark just kind of threw the left arm out and managed to get enough of it to get in the air. There it is, right there. Blackmore was going to actually be in the neighborhood as well, and it ends up Kaylee Keogh with another point. Rhythm attack coming for Bridgewater. Hornets handle it. Keogh away from the net, but gets it over. In-system attack coming for the Eagles. Blackmore's got that one. Maya Green attacked on touch number 2. There's a stuff in the middle. One of these great rallies developing again. How about Abby Barlow laying out for it? Kaylee Keogh gonna try to terminate, and she does. Love it. Hornets take their first lead of the evening, 9-8. Crowd was getting so rowdy up front. Our athletic director, John Waters, has to tell people to stay back. Love the energy, but you can't get out there on the court. That's great. 9-8, Lynchburg leads. 1 tie, 1 lead change so far. Guess what? We're tied again. Nice job putting that one away. That is number 1, Kylie Robinson, sophomore outside hitter from Louisa, Virginia. Bridgewater's got a good roster full of players from the Commonwealth state and a few from other states as well, as you would expect. 9-9 ball game. Back set, out of play. No, it hit the line. Well placed down the line there. Believe it is, number 15, Brooklyn Williams. Brooklyn Williams from Owensboro, Kentucky. So there you go. There's some of those other states. That was a good shot to find that line there. Green will set up Ava Meinhardt in the middle. Green's going to try it again, this time to Kaylee Keogh. Mishit slightly. It'll be platformed over from Clark to Keogh, but that hits the net. And Bridgewater's built the lead back to 2, 11-9. Lynchburg in action again Friday. It's actually 3 straight home games for Lynchburg to round out the month of September. 6 out of the next 7 are at home. We'll be busy on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Excited about that. Another big knock. That was absolutely self-defense from Abby Barlow. I think she took that off the left shoulder. An absolute missile coming there. I think it was Kylie Robinson again. This is Gabby Atwell serving for Bridgewater. Maya Green sets Keogh. What a dig there. Overpass, see if Lynchburg can take advantage. Green, the setter, that was just a true spike attempt. When you talk about those setter attacks, usually you're talking about the dumps and the tips and those things. That time Green just tried to rise up herself and hit it. You do see the occasional two-way hitter/setter combo. Green this time will set instead. Nice touch by Ava Meinhardt, the freshman, showing some class and some poise there to pick out an open area and just use a well-placed changeup. Jana Leak into the ball game for Lynchburg, wearing number 7. Another change up front. I believe that was Bree Spainhour that came back in for the Hornets. Leak picks out Stoop, back row. Dive by Blackmore. Keogh's got to hit an off-balance shot. She can handle that. Oh, very nice. Sort of a tip. It was not a well-set ball, but a great job with the body control there to tip it back over. And number 15, Brooklyn Williams. Subs coming in for Bridgewater. This will be Ashley Rutherford serving again. Bridgewater's back up 4. This match is their biggest lead of the set. Leak will try to back set a running Ava Meinhardt on the slide play, and that is too long, and now it is Bridgewater's biggest lead of the night at 5. Great shot right there. Multiple cameras in play for us on LHSN. Trying to make it look good, make it sound good. Long serve from Rutherford, out of play. That's really, when you look at the stats, maybe the only weakness for Bridgewater, statistically anyway. Serving probably not quite what their coach, Aaron Harris, wants. We'll talk quite a bit about her as the night goes on. A little trouble in serve receive on that one. Wow, what a scramble play here by Bridgewater. Keep this going. Green's going to set Spainhour, sent right back in her direction. Let's see the call. It's going to be a point for Bridgewater. Hannah Givens, I think, is not so sure. Or maybe she's just talking to Tori Williamson over there to try to figure out what Tori Williamson had going from her perspective. 5-point lead again for Bridgewater, 16-11. Good pass. Leak will platform one to Williamson. Dug out nicely by Sophie Stites. Oh, man. Punishment at the net. That's Reagan Stoop, number 18. Faith Depew will run over and greet her teammates as we've got our first time out of the evening. We'll step aside for a quick breather. It has turned into a 6-point Bridgewater lead. Eagles on top of the Hornets, 17-11 in first set action from Turner Gymnasium.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities, learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic in Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with
Timeout is over. Bridgewater 17, Lynchburg 11. Eagles by 6 in set 1 action. They're watching all over on LHSN. Some folks are even watching in Texas, I'm told, and then a few people watching right down the street here in the Hill City of Lynchburg. And all points in between, I'm sure. We'll say hello to you wherever you're tuning us in. I know we've got parents and family, and how about that? That's what you get on a Code Red night. You get some calisthenics and some aerobics and some strength training along with your volleyball fandom. 17-12, Hornets trailing by 5. They have to dig that one out of the net. Nice play by Princess Salafu. A tip up front. Wow. I don't know if the Hornets are going to love that point. I'm not sure it's one that you put on the replay tape for the time machine and you say this is textbook volleyball, but you got to admire the fight there and able to get a point. Princess Salafu just kind of sending it back over. And ends up working out in Lynchburg's favor. They trail by 4 again. Reagan Stute going to tool the block and send that one out of play, spinning off the arms of Princess Salafu up front. And number 18, Reagan Stute, just a freshman. Already got a career high in kills of 22. She's had double-digit kills in the last 8 straight games for Bridgewater and 11 of the last 12. So she is swinging it well. She is getting used to the college game. There's one right in the seam in between Kaylee Keough and I believe Tori Williamson. Great place to serve it. Directly equidistant between 2 players. That's a nice word to fit in the broadcast. Equidistant. Exactly the same distance between the 2 players. If you could serve that way every time, I think you could, although there is a lot to be said for pressuring one individual player, picking them out. And that is a strategy that you hear so much about in volleyball. I think you'd still like to have that player move slightly, though, wouldn't you, fans? That's a serve that hit the net. This brings Morgan Clark back to the line to send it over for Lynchburg. We've seen Clark serving quite a bit here in this first set. 5'4" sophomore from Virginia Beach. Lynchburg's going to get in system. Good set from Maya Green, handled by Bridgewater. Now they go on the attack. Transition game, and they'll get a point out of it. Strong swing from number 9, Faith Depew. She's a sophomore. She was second on the team in kills in 2022. Bridgewater beat Lynchburg 3-1 last year, and Faith Depew led Bridgewater in kills. So the scouting report will be very simple for Coach Hannah Givens and her team. They know all about Faith Depew. They're getting their first look at Reagan Stute, who is second in the conference in kills per set. Really making a big impact. Got a really good look at the detailed scouting report from Coach Hannah Givens. We know we've got opposing coaches and teams that watch these games, so we can't give away everything in that scouting report, but we'll touch on it a bit here. Kaylee Keough, nice swing, but it's out of play. That was as close as it gets. I think some of our fans in the front row are asking for Coach Givens to protest more and throw the challenge flag. Here comes another timeout on the court. 21-15, Bridgewater up to a 6-point lead again. We're back in less than a minute on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
college has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Student section out in full force. Looking good, too, with the red shirts. Will it be enough to power this Lynchburg team to victory? They trail by 6 in set 1. We had mentioned the stat about how good Lynchburg had been in set 1s this season. Number 17, Kaylee Keogh with another point. KK always reliable in every area of the court. She does so much for this team. We could spend the entire broadcast probably talking about all the things that she does and can do. Lynchburg down 5. Let's see if they can get a little mini rally going, get a little closer. Strong strike up the middle by Ava Meinhardt. Hornets will get a chance to attack here. Green over to KK. What a dig. What a dig by Rutherford. Or excuse me, it was Stites, I beg your pardon. Roll shot from Keogh after the platform set from Maya Green, and that time the setter picked out Maya Green in the front row and dropped it right on the dome. Green's having a laugh about it. It's another point for Bridgewater, 22-16. Sometimes that's all you can do is laugh it off as a player. This game will humble you, like most sports will do. But sometimes, oh, look at Maya Green trying to attack herself as a setter. Stopped my comment in its tracks. Meinhardt right down Main Street again. Handled well in the back row. That one will skip off Abby Barlow. Another point for Bridgewater. I tell you, the Eagles' defense on that back row is sound. Lynchburg's getting some really good looks up front. Not that Bridgewater's blocking at the net has been bad by any means, but their back row has really just been digging everything. Major gardening expo happening there. There's another one right on cue. Green will set Keogh up again. She'll try the soft touch this time. Eagles get that. Defense has been outstanding for Bridgewater. Maya Green tries to dump one over. Bridgewater's up to that task. 2 hits up front there for Bridgewater. So that's a Lynchburg point. Lynchburg's having to work so hard to get through that defense. I think Bridgewater has to feel really, really good about what they are doing defensively. And they're getting enough going on offense. Don't get me wrong, volleyball fans. That hasn't been bad. Oh, there's a serve that hits the tape from Jana Leak. Lynchburg needed that. 23-18, Hornets back within 5. Set 1 not done and dusted yet. Bridgewater 2 away from the finish line. Still looking for that mini rally from Lynchburg. Aggressive serve from Leak. That time it hit the net, but did not go over. Fine line there. You want to serve aggressive, but you got to get it over. I think after you've hit the tape one time, if you're Jana Leak, you probably feel pretty good using that as your target and just trying to send a hard line drive right at that. That time did not work out. 24-18. Set point for Bridgewater, and they'll get it with an ace. Another seam ball right in between 2 Lynchburg players. Excellent first set for the Bridgewater Eagles. They take it 25-18. Set 2 on the way next on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person, competing at a Division III level. Created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball, or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Think a private education is too expensive? Think again. At the University of Lynchburg, you can get a personalized education for the cost of a state school. If you're commuting and you get our top scholarships, you could pay much less. And you get all that without the hassle of giant lecture halls. Our faculty know your name here and do more than just teach. You might even do research together and plan out your next career moves.
Fans are still into it, despite Lynchburg dropping set one, 25-18. Bridgewater does lead after the opening frame here inside Turner Gymnasium 1 Wayne Profit Court. Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network going to have a busy week. I think it's men's soccer and field hockey, both at home tomorrow. We've got some games coming up this weekend. We have our next home volleyball game. That will be on Friday, September the 29th. As Lynchburg will host Hollins at 7 p.m. Then it's a quick turnaround. It'll be 2 games in less than 24 hours for Lynchburg as they'll host Washington and Lee Saturday at 11 a.m. Yeah, there's the crew getting rowdy there, having fun with it. Why not? Good serve to start set number 2 for Lynchburg. Back underway. Jana Leak sets up Meinhardt. That is stuffed at the net. Bridgewater just 1 total block in set 1. Talked about how great their defense was. It was the digs on the back row. They just seemed to handle everything. The numbers do back that up. 21 digs for Bridgewater, just 17 for Lynchburg. And with Bridgewater winning the set, 25-18, you know, you think the numbers might be flipped because you would assume that Lynchburg was on defense more with Bridgewater scoring more points. So the fact that Bridgewater has more digs and a significant amount more, it says a lot. There's a good hard shot put down by number 9 for Bridgewater. That is Faith Depew, second on the team in kills last year. She is part of a very good offensive attack that includes Reagan Stoop, who we've mentioned. It includes Rachel Myers. Another fine defensive play for Bridgewater, who leads 2-0. Bree Spainow will get a point. Through the block that time. Ava Meinhardt, 6-foot freshman, will go back to serve. On court right now for Lynchburg. Hold on, we might be getting a change, in fact. It's Kaylee Keogh to serve. Coach Hannah Gibbons walked to the table there just to make sure, and that's good, because you can obviously get penalized for being out of rotation. Wall up front by Meinhardt, and Tori Williamson will eventually lead to a Lynchburg point. I think you got to give that tandem block over there on the near left side of the net credit. Tie ball game, 2-2. Yeah, on court for Lynchburg. Tori Williamson, Ava Meinhardt, Jana Leak, Cassie Blackmore, Kaylee Keogh. What a dive there by Blackmore. Pull that up. Ball handling error will get Bridgewater a point. They take the lead back 3-2. So 1 tie early. This is Sophia Stites serving. She has really impressed as the libero for Bridgewater. Serving well, too. She'll jump into this one and send it across. Finds her counterpart, Cassie Blackmore, but the pass was off target. Too tight to the net. It'll be another Eagle point, 4-2. Passing so important. Serve, receive, so important. And when you're facing a good serve like Stites has, sometimes you don't worry so much about the pass, you just try to get it up and get something started. There's a point for Lynchburg. They needed that. Tori Williamson pulls the Hornets back within 2. Libero out, Princess Salafou in. They've been getting Princess Salafou more and more involved in the attack. She's really always been involved in the attack for Lynchburg. A lot of times it will be opponent dependent, what the scouting report says. Jana Leak with a dig. Keogh platforms one over to Williamson, who got a good handful. Reagan Stute got blocked. Oh, yes. There it is. That's Bree Spainhour and Princess Salafou. Firm at the net to take on one of the best in the conference, the freshman Reagan Stute. Watch it here. Nice set for Stute. Got a good angle. Lynchburg really tight to the net there to take it away. Nice little one-hand punch to keep that one alive for Bridgewater. 4-4 ball game. Salafou tried to change it with one of those middle attacks. There's Stute. Set off target. Had to tip. Nice pancake there to keep that alive from Meinhardt on the back row. The point will eventually go to Bridgewater. Relentless on the attack, the Eagles. Ava Meinhardt. Excellent back row defense. She came from nowhere to slide under that one. Got the spatula out. And Meinhardt, remember, is a 6-foot freshman who has mainly been playing up front. We're starting to see more back row action in the rotation. Good hit from Salafou. Transition game from Bridgewater. Tori Williamson will get one down. Whistle blows. It's going to be a point for Lynchburg. Bree Spainhour out of the game. Abby Barlow in. Tie ball game again, 5-5. Abby Barlow will serve for Lynchburg. Talked briefly about the rough stretch that Bridgewater has had. They've lost 4 in a row. Lynchburg has a lead now. Number 13, Tori Williamson. Career high 11 kills on Friday night against Roanoke. Lynchburg did lose that game in 5 sets, but some outstanding individual performances. Tori Williamson really playing better and better. She's had 9 kills or more 5 times, including the last 2 for Lynchburg. Tie ball game again, 6-6. Gabby Atwell, sophomore in the middle for Bridgewater. Both coaches not shy about going to their bench. It seems to be a trait of all the good teams. Salafou tried to send that one top down. Overpass that Princess Salafou will get a point on. Crowd loving it. Crowd loving that from Princess Salafou. A senior, so a lot of her peers have been watching her play for many years. Plus, she's just such a likable person. That'll help make you a fan favorite. And then plays like that, I think, are the other part of the equation as well. You do things like that, it gets the crowd into it. There's a shot wide left. Lynchburg putting together a little mini rally. Still early in the set, 8-6. Hornets on top by 2. Morgan Clark serving again. More and more time for this sophomore, one of many sophomores on Lynchburg's team. I think it's 8 total. I'll double check the math on that. Salafou wants another. Is she going to end up getting it? Reagan Stute kept that one alive. Play on. Here comes a set from Maya Green. Kaylee Keogh terminates. Good team play all the way around there for Lynchburg. Defensively, and actually it was so good, and the rally's coming on, the red wave is coming on, that Bridgewater needs a timeout. Let's step aside for another breather of our own. It's Lynchburg 9, Bridgewater 6. We're back in a flash on LHSN.
never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go into personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Morgan Green will press the start button again. Morgan Clark, for Lynchburg, will serve that one away. After a Bridgewater timeout, Eagles find themselves down 3. Net joust there that Salafu will win. And Lynchburg is up 4 now. Morgan Clark will continue to serve. The serving numbers coming into the game aren't eye-popping for Clark. She hasn't served a ton. But Coach Hannah Givens, seeing something that she likes, had Clark serving quite a bit in the first set. Great block. Boy, Princess Salafu's coming alive in this second set. Clark, pass, Salafu wants another. Did that tip off? No, that's just out of bounds, wide right. And a much needed point for Bridgewater. They stem this red wave, the red tide that was building. Tricky, can't use that phrase too much because Bridgewater also wears the different shade of red there, as you can see on your screen. Nice serve. That just dropped right in front of Morgan Clark. I always like to make the baseball pitch analogy, I guess you could say even softball analogy on those serves. And that one was like a drop ball on the softball diamond. You think it's going to get to you, and then all of a sudden you're looking down as that ball hits right in front of you. Good cover there by Cassie Blackmore. Reagan Stoop on the move. Mishandled at the net. That'll be a point for Lynchburg. 11-8. Hornets by 3. Blackmore to serve. Cassie Blackmore is first in the conference in digs per set. So her defensive prowess second to none at the moment in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Serving there nicely. Barlow will get that one off the floor. Eagles on the attack. They kept it alive longer than I thought they would. Excellent stuff from Lynchburg. Number 16, Ava Meinhardt, all smiles there. The freshman has really fit in nicely for this Lynchburg team, and we're learning more and more about her game, what she's capable of. She's got the entire floor game. Knew she was really good at the net, but Ava Meinhardt doing plenty of other things lately as well. Blackmore bumps that one over. That was heat. That was scorching. Would love to get the radar gun on that one and find out how fast that was going. Absolutely rip. Get another look at it. Don't blink or you'll miss it. Right down the middle. For number 16, Rachel Myers. Slight mishandle by Barlow. Keogh's going to get a shot, though. Reagan Stoop above her head. Setter attack again from Bridgewater. No, they love that. Keogh will try again. Stuffed. Up front. That was Myers and Faith Depew. Good duo right there. Hard to get through that block. Bridgewater back within 2. 12-10. Lynchburg leads. Green going to set up Meinhardt. Stoop from the back row. That was fierce. Good dig by Blackmore. Keogh going to get Stoop involved again. Eagles on the slide. That's in. Bridgewater within 1. Crowd disagrees. Both coaches having a word with their team after that shot. Strategy change coming perhaps. tactical adjustment, maybe. Coach Hannah Givens might just be asking her team to hold their nerve. Hey, we're still up 1 point. Yep, there you go. I think that's evidence of what I call holding your nerve right there. Not letting that pressure get to you. Barlow probably feeling like you got to play that one, but it's out. And it really is tough to let some of those close ones go in a pressure situation. You're ready to dig anything. So for Barlow, just have the watchful eye and let that one pass. Impressive. And Lynchburg back up 2. Impressive block right there. That will get Lynchburg a point. Fabulous up front by Bree Spainauer and Ava Meinhardt. Meinhardt in the middle. Love that. That rolls off the tongue. 14-11. Lynchburg by 3. That was a good serve. One of those top spinners. There's going to be 2 contacts. Mishandled by Bridgewater. Another point for Lynchburg. And another timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here and talk about our wonderful coaches. You're getting a look at the Lynchburg timeout huddle. And that's Coach Hannah Givens there in the red with the instructions. 18-10 all-time at home. We were fairly impressed by that stat. Lynchburg 7-2 inside Turner last season. Just 1-1 right now, but they seem to play well at home. They seem to respond to the fan support. Always something nice about, you know, not having to travel, not having to get on that bus ride like Bridgewater did and come down here to Lynchburg. Not a long trip, but I think the Hornets have done well about holding serve at home. That crowd right there is one of the reasons why Lynchburg plays so well at home. I think you got to give Coach Hannah Givens and her team, her coaching staff, full credit as well. And here's a look at the Bridgewater huddle, and they're very talented coach. In her 13th season, Erin Harris, she has picked up over 200 wins. Got over the double century mark earlier this season. She's actually sitting on 204 right now. Mentioned it's been a while since Bridgewater has won. They've won, or excuse me, the Eagles have lost their last 4 straight. That was after an 8-1 start. Competition certainly a part of that. Every time I've given you that stat, I've said competition is a part of it, and it is. Clark will keep that one alive. Two-handed up by Blackmore. Keough sends it over. Here's the attack from the Eagles. Clark got that one off the ceiling. And that didn't help the cause there as Jana Leak, the setter, was going for the pass. And then as she saw it hit the ceiling, she was just going to keep the ball alive and couldn't do so. Point for the Eagles. You always look for that after timeout response. And that's one in a lot of sports that gets tracked statistically. How do you perform after those timeouts? Both teams get to take it. And this hit there from Kaylee Keough, not what she wanted. It's back-to-back points for Bridgewater now. They're within 2, 15-13. Lynchburg by a deuce. Second set action. Bridgewater won set 1, 25-18. If you joined us late. The Eagles were relentless on defense. The attack was very good, but I thought their defensive effort in set 1 was absolute A+. Now here comes the offensive attack for Bridgewater. They're getting it cranked up again. They're feeling some energy, feeling some life. Rachel Myers, junior from Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. Another timeout. It's a 1-point game again. It feels like it. 15-14. Lynchburg by 1. Back in just a moment on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Look what you're missing.
Hornets bench still having some fun here despite being down 1 set. Lynchburg does lead by 1 in set number 2, 15-14. The look there from the 6 players that are on the court seems to be a little bit more business-like. Different schools of thought there, though. Not everybody is a game-face type of player. Some people need to laugh and joke around and have a good time. I think those master coaches can find out who is who and really get them to feed into that. There's a nice after timeout situation for Lynchburg. They respond, 16-14, back up by 2. Tori Williamson inserting back in the ball game. Morgan Clark exits. Here's Kaylee Keogh to serve. Keogh was up there in the top 10 in points in the conference for a bit. Reagan Stute, who tried to get another point, is actually second in the conference in total points. Won't get one there as that ball off her right hand went into the mesh. 3-point lead for Lynchburg again. Middle attack, well placed. Point for the Eagles. Faith Depew, number 9. Impressive. When these two teams last met a year ago, Faith Depew led Bridgewater in kills. That was a 3-1 Eagle win at Bridgewater. Lynchburg lost sets 1 and 2. They won set 3. And the Eagles end up finishing things off in 4. Blackmore bumps it over to the right side. Reese Bainauer didn't get good contact. It's another point for Bridgewater. Each team is having these 2- and 3-point bursts. Not uncommon in the sport of volleyball at all. It's interesting how it's shaped up. The Eagles went on some longer runs in set 1. Bridgewater did win it 25-18. 17-16 now. Lynchburg leading by just a lone point in set 2. Good swipe. The Eagles keeping that alive is impressive. Lynchburg trying to rally and rebuild again. Wide left. Boy, back to that Bridgewater defense. The fact that they come up with the first hard hit is very impressive, and they just have to free ball it over, but they make it work so hard as an offense. And I think maybe sometimes you lose some confidence as well. You think, we've got to change something. We've got to go to a different area. We've got to hit some different shots. Really like what Bridgewater's doing defensively. Can't say that enough. Tie ball game, 17-17. Stute with a missile. Keogh got hands to it, but it wasn't in an area where a teammate could pick it up. Number 18, Reagan Stute. Second in kills per set for a reason. That one was mashed. Got the other shots too, but boy, her fastball's as good as it gets at this level. Maya Green laid out, try to pull that one out of the net, can't do it. Eagles lead by 2. It's a fabulous rally here. We're down 4 at one point in set number 2. See what kind of response the Lynchburg Hornets can come up with. Jump serve from Stites. In system, and it's Breeze Bainauer that tools the block on the far right side. Breeze Bainauer is 4th on the team in kills. She's had double-digit kills 6 times. She's on her way to that in this one. 19-18, Lynchburg within 1. Here's Reagan Stute. Look at that. Wide right, out though. Just missed from Reagan Stute. She's so dangerous. She's fun to watch. Not so much fun to play against. 19-19 though. After a slight misfire from Reagan Stute. Hornets looking to take the lead back. Stute kind of got caught in between. But back to the defense. She kept it alive. They force Lynchburg to work. Lynchburg will work. Tori Williamson up the staircase and throwing one down. Hornets lead again by 1. What a great set. This is fabulous. Both coaches with some really well-placed timeouts that I love. Sometimes as a coach you feel helpless, but it It really boosts your confidence as a coach when you can call a timeout and your team responds. The other team's getting to chat as well. They can change things. They can get the energy level up, but it really makes you feel good when you call the timeout and your ball club responds. Reagan Stoop got blocked again. Roofed. Lakeside Drive Roofing Company right there up front, led by Princess Salafu. Oh, that was impressive. Talked about how impressive Reagan Stoop was offensively. Princess Salafu was there. Lynchburg by 2. See if they can use this momentum. Eagles will try to set to the other side this time, but that's a miss hit by Faith Depew. And now Lynchburg by 3. Code Red crowd getting into it. Why wouldn't they? This is good volleyball right here. And the Hornets do seem to have that momentum. What a serve. That's an ace. That was a rocket. That had to sting a little bit. 23-19. Lynchburg's 2 away now. This has been an impressive run, and it all came after that Hannah Givens timeout. Ava Meinhardt. What a serve. See if she pulls that one out of the toolkit again. Yeah, she went with the hard one, but it hit the tape. I don't think you hate that if you're Coach Hannah Givens. She's feeling it. She just got an ace. Why not let it rip again? 23-20. If your team was down by 4, you probably don't like that serve as much if you're Coach Givens, but I like staying aggressive right there. And I think Coach Givens probably the same way. Spainhour lets it fly. Good dig again by the Eagles. Maya Green's going to set Spainhour again. Hornets tried to cover, but that was a good block there. Back-to-back points for Bridgewater. Here come the Eagles again. 23-21. This is shaping up for a photo finish. Green will set Salafu straight down. Yeah, love that. Climbing the ladder, throwing it straight down. Princess Salafu, the only senior. I think she's played like it in this second set, fans. She's been fabulous. Got a look at our president, Allison Morrison Shetler, enjoying the crowd on the Code Red night. Abby Barlow trying to finish it off. Lynchburg is within 1, 24-21. Another strong strike from Reagan Stoop. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Skips out of play. 24-22. Lynchburg by 2. Reagan Stoop to serve. Oh yeah, she does this as well. On the line or out of bounds, it's out. No, what's the call? What's the call? A little confusion. Yeah, there was slight confusion there. It was in by first glance, I thought, from my vantage point. But there was a little confusion from the officials. And it is a Bridgewater point. It's an ace for Reagan Stoop. The freshman scores in many ways. They tried again. A whistle blew there as Stoop was serving that one. It's a timeout. Coach Hannah Givens icing the server, perhaps. Let's keep it right here. Let's just stay right here. This has been just an outstanding set of volleyball. Outstanding is probably not a good enough word to describe this one. Lynchburg went up initially. Eagles with a timeout. They really responded well after Coach Aaron Harris's timeout. Coach Hannah Givens for Lynchburg has used some well-placed timeouts, and another one right here. I said it gives you confidence as a coach when your team plays well after the timeout. So I think probably if you're Coach Givens, you feel like, yeah, I got to call another one right here, as Lynchburg has seen a lead evaporate. We're up 5. Bridgewater has really stormed back into this. You see the fight and the intensity on the faces of the Eagles there. They're playing with passion. Still just wowed by their defense. If you've been watching all night, you might be getting tired of hearing that, but Bridgewater's defense has just blown me away. So far, anyway. Reagan Stoop at the line. Had to think about this next serve a bit. Might not be her last, though. 24-23. Listen to the volume. Stoop does get it over. Lynchburg on the attack. Stoop with the dig. Eagles, what a dig by Blackmore, but it's going to skip out of play. We are tied 24-24. Got to win by 2. The 25 points will not be enough. And it was not Reagan Stoop's last serve. Kind of getting iced out again here as our official is having a chat with some of the fans on the front row. I don't want to say overzealous from our fans. They're definitely into it here inside Turner, though. Princess Salafu got another one. That was like up the elevator shaft. And back down to the bottom floor. 25-24. Lynchburg one away again. They've had set point a couple times. Let's see if this is the one. Sub coming into the game is Morgan Clark. We've seen Clark serving quite a bit tonight. She's back for what could be just one more to end set 2 and tie things up. Clark gets it airborne. Stoop with a sliding dig. Ripped from that far left side. That is so good. That is so good from Kylie Robinson. Kylie Robinson on the season just swinging at 136. 1.67 kills per set. She has been fabulous for Bridgewater. Crowd coming alive again in the tie ball game. 25-25. Slide play for Salafu, handled by Stoop back line. There's an off-balance hit. Abby Barlow pulls it up. Salafu gets it over. Momentum play coming here. Net joust. Oh, that the Eagles will win. No, net violation on Bridgewater. 26-25. Lynchburg's got a set point again. They pulled that one out of the net nicely. Salafu just got it over. Oh, man. It's got everything you want from a collegiate sports atmosphere perspective. I will put this gym up there with any. This is so much fun right now. Hornets trying to win it here. 26-25. Stoop receives. Meinhardt got stuffed up front. Another one by Faith Depew. Impressive. Faith Depew. Rachel Myers has been very handy around the net for Bridgewater. And of course, we've been talking about Reagan Stoop all night. 26-26, we're tied again. Ashley Rutherford to serve in front of a raucous Lynchburg crowd. Maya Green platforms one to Kaylee Keough. Overpass. Let's see if Lynchburg can make it pay. They do. Maya Green with another assist, her ever-growing total. And it was number 16, Ava Meinhardt, that put it away. 27-26, set point again for Lynchburg. Yes, it's starting to sound like a broken record at this point for Hornet fans. They want to win it here. A chance, maybe. KK handled. Eagles with a fast tempo attack. Platformed up by Blackmore. Kaylee Keough picks out Stoop on the back row. Setter attack. Lynchburg ready for that. No donut this time. Handled back there with more crafty defense from Bridgewater. Stoop will attack from the back line. One-handed dig by Maya Green. That was her offhand, too. Off the net and up. Green sets Kaylee Keough. Good cover there by Morgan Clark. Lynchburg had two players in on it. This is a rally to remember. Regardless of how it ends, it will end with a Reagan Stoop point. Right in front of the diving Cassie Blackmore. Two of the best in the conference at what they do. Talking about Stoop's scoring prowess all night. Well, Cassie Blackmore's first in the ODAC in digs per set. That was best on best for each team at the end of a very good rally. Strong serve, out of play. Lynchburg within one again. Set point again. 28-27. Lynchburg lost set one against Roanoke Friday night, 30-28. And so even though you lose that set there to Roanoke, playing in some of those extra points can help you in a situation like this. What a rip. Rachel Myers. I said handy at the net. That was muscular in addition to the handiness. Get a look at it here. On the move, finds a lane, terminates. 28-28. We're tied again for the umpteenth time. Stites gets it in for Bridgewater. Miscommunication, and it'll lead to a Bridgewater point. Not quite the campfire ball where everybody was just sitting around looking at it, but a miscue there for Lynchburg, and this has Bridgewater with a set point now. If the Eagles win this set, I think that's one they can really hang their hat on and talk about for a long time. They have survived so many set points, and now they've got one of their own. And it's out of play, and it will be a Bridgewater set. My goodness, it feels like heartbreak for Lynchburg. From an Eagles perspective, that is a set win to remember. They stave off numerous set points. They were ready for it, and they end up coming away with the victory in the end. Now the task for Lynchburg is, can they get some momentum back after what is a deflating 30-28 set 2 loss? We've got the third one on the way up next. You are watching Lynchburg Hornets volleyball on LHSN.
Get your career in the game by enrolling in the University of Lynchburg MBA program with an emphasis in sport management. This program opens the doors to new possibilities for a variety of careers, from being an athletic director or working in athletic administration to working for professional organizations, your favorite team, to running a local Parks and Rec department. And employers are increasingly requesting and preferring individuals who have postgraduate education, specifically looking for an MBA. And so the University of Lynchburg Sport Management concentration in the MBA program sets you up for success, and it sets you apart from the many other people looking for jobs in the industry. Learn from winners. Here you will learn from professors and mentors who have spent their careers doing exactly what you want to do. Increase your marketability in an $83 billion industry. If you have a 3.0 GPA, the GMAT is waived. There's no application fee, admissions occurs on a rolling basis, and our online program is ideal for working adults. When you enroll in this program, you enroll in the opportunity to learn from the best of the best. Your professors have a wealth of experience working in the sport industry that they share with you in the classroom setting. Get in the game by getting your MBA with a sport management concentration at the University of Lynchburg. You know, Hollywood, here I come. Hey, I meant, yeah.
The real Lindsay Piper's here.
Autographs are later. Let's.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Bridgewater takes set number 2. There was so much happening, it's hard to talk now, but the Eagles, wow. I think they staved off 7. I think they staved off 7 Lynchburg set points there. My stats are never official, by the way, fans. Any stat that I give, I was just mentioning that to our great friend Lucas Jones. Anytime I give a stat, it's considered unofficial until you see it, on the website lynchburgsports.com, the official numbers. But I think it was 7 set points that Lynchburg had. Just could not close the deal. Eagles kept getting up, kept getting off the mat, kept digging balls out. And Bridgewater should feel really good about that set win. Now it's a tough challenge for Lynchburg because you put so much energy, you put so much emotion into that one. The ball will rattle around the rafters to start set 3. Lynchburg will free ball it over. Big swing coming from the near left side by Kylie Robinson will get Bridgewater their first point of the set. But that's where a great coach, I think, is worth their weight in gold as well. You know your team is going to be dejected. You're going to be dejected as a coach. You know how close your team was. You know you were just 1 point away from being 1-1 in set 3. And, you know, that is the big difference in the sport of volleyball. 1-1 is so much different from being down 2-0. Now you got to claw all the way back. You've got a large mountain to climb. It was going to be a big hill anyway, but now when you're down in a 2-0 hole for this Bridgewater team with no room for error, Hornets have got a fighting chance, though. They clean a few things up. How about that? That was cranked by Kaylee Keough. We're tied 1-1. You know, if Lynchburg can clean a few things up, they are right there. 30-20, the set 2 win for Bridgewater. We had 11 ties in set 2, by the way. 11 ties. 4 lead changes. We've had 15 ties total in the match. How about that? Major cheddar right there from the middle. Number 9, Faith Depew. That is kill number 6 for Faith Depew. Reagan Stoop has 6 also for Bridgewater. I'm surprised she hasn't had more, but credit Lynchburg's defensive game plan for limiting some of those. Stoop got a swing. Lynchburg was ready. Bree Spainauer will crank one up. Stoop has to free ball it over. Hornets in system. They go far side to Williamson. Couldn't quite tip it over. And that's a point for Bridgewater. Eagles' defensive prowess continues to shine. 6 blocks total. 39 digs in the first 2 sets. Those numbers continue to be robust. Bree Spainauer lets it fly. Pass that hit the ceiling. Chance coming for Lynchburg. And a second attack down the middle for Spainauer. Uh-oh. She stumbled going down. Lynchburg will get a point. Didn't like how Bree Spainauer came down at the end of that. Got a smile on her face. Thinks she's okay. Maybe just embarrassment, perhaps, from not sticking the landing. I was just worried maybe she twisted an ankle or a knee. What appears to be okay. And now it's Ava Meinhardt to serve, who's been very impressive all game. Salafu will pass one back. That was Williamson. Flipped it over. Lynchburg down by 1. Kaylee Keough, solid dig. Leak up for Spainauer and down. Good team point there. A lot of Hornets involved in that action. 3-3, tie ball game. 15 ties coming into set 3. And that tells you a little bit about how close this match has been, despite the fact that it's a 2-0 Bridgewater lead in the sets. Leak up on the slide for Princess Salafu. Setter attack. Lynchburg pulls it out. I get a pretty good look at it. They do. Tori Williamson with gas from the left side. Keough's going to send one to Williamson again. Roll shot from off court, far away from the net. Impressive. Stoop, drop in ball. Hornets are ready. Williamson again. Not to be denied that time. Tori Williamson. Kill number 8 of the match. She got all sorts of different options and angles previously. I think that final kill, there was some frustration there that she hadn't accumulated a point prior to that. Good job by Lynchburg to keep getting it to her. Talk about that hot hand concept. Sometimes when a player's swinging it well, seeing it well, jumping well, all those things, you want to keep feeding them. There's a danger in becoming too predictable for the defense, but when you know your teammate is on, whether it's in a match, in a night, or perhaps just in an individual rally, like Tori Williamson seemed to be on that point, I think wise to try to keep getting it to that player. 4-4, tie ball game. Good serve there. Kaylee Keough will pancake it up, and then Williamson not as much feel that time on a set that took her close to the scorer's table. She was closer to that scorer's table on the far left side of the court than she was the actual boundary line. Eagles by 1, 5-4. This is Stites serving again. Keogh handles, Bree Spainauer. Belted one, but handled again by good Bridgewater defense. Here's Williamson, stuffed, cover by Leak. Another great dig on the back line for the Eagles. Saying it over and over. Leak to Salafu, tried to find a seam in the defense, not there, let's try again. Stoop with a soft touch, that's out of play. Was there a tip? She's asking the question, and she got the answer. There was a Lynchburg tip, that's a Bridgewater point. 6-4, Bridgewater by 2. Eagles are back in action Thursday. They will host Central Virginia, a team that we have seen right here on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. That's a ball club that Lynchburg swept. I guess it's been about a month or so now. Oh, what a dig by Stites to deny Salafu. Williamson pulled up again. Stu. Thunder from the near left side. That's a point. Tooled the block there. I don't know if she was trying to get around the block or she did just want to rip it hard into the forearms there, but either way, it worked. 3-point advantage now for Bridgewater. Reagan Stoop, just a freshman. I know we've spent quite a bit of the evening talking about how good she is. I think we've got good reasons why. Strong run up from Williamson, and she came down into the apparatus there, holding up the net. Again, I think she's fine. Tori Williamson had to come from behind the attack line to try to let it rip. 8-4, Eagles by 4. Gotta be careful here if you're Lynchburg. You know Bridgewater has the momentum after a dramatic set 2 victory, 30-28. Just don't want to fall down too much in set 3 and end up having a white flag situation. I know this Lynchburg team never gives up, but sometimes when you're just so far behind on the scoreboard, it can be tough to keep that confidence. Point there for the Hornets, much needed. 8-5, Bridgewater. Abby Barlow to serve. That trio in the middle there is Maya Green, Tori Williamson, and Princess Salafu. The 3 behind the attack line are Kaylee Keogh, Cassie Blackmore, and Abby Barlow. Stoop flying high, another point, just right over the block. That's again one of the more impressive things about Reagan Stoop. Physically, we know she's so gifted, but she seems to have that feel piece as well. And for a freshman to know what shots to go to when, to understand what the block is giving you, what they're not giving you, she's got all that. She's a total package. Huh. Another one that was just mere millimeters from the floor, but dug out by Bridgewater, and Lynchburg will eventually win the point. Hard fought again. Every point for Lynchburg, you could use that phrase, hard fought. Great shot there at the net. That trio up front. Also in the shot there is Gabby Atwell from Bridgewater. Nice look from the LHSN team. We need to run down again at some point, maybe during the next timeout. Slight mishit at the wall for Bridgewater gives Lynchburg another point. Morgan Clark on, serving again. Continues a theme from sets 1 and 2. Clark has served quite a bit. That one tipped. Lynchburg does not think it was tipped. Official's opinion is going to be the only one that matters. Bridgewater point, 10-7. Not sure if we're going to get a replay of that one or not. Kaylee Keogh, the speaking captain for Lynchburg, will come to the stand here and talk to the official about what happened. And this is a virtual timeout. Maybe this is the time to run down our wonderful Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network crew. Oh, here comes a replay. Yeah, hard to tell from that replay. Morgan Clark was in the zip code. I don't know if it was her selling it or not, but she certainly had the look that she did not touch it. There's a serve from Reagan Stoop. It's too strong, so Lynchburg will get a point there. That might fall under the ball don't lie category. That's one that if you're an older fan, you may not have heard that phrase before. It comes from the basketball world. I think it was Rasheed Wallace that first said it. The game knows is what our friend Lucas Jones would say about that. The game knows when you deserve a point or you don't deserve a point. Sometimes you get repaid pretty quickly. It also could have been none of that. It could have just been too strong of a serve from Reagan Stoop. It's a good rally while we discuss the ball don't lie concept. Nice job by Blackmore to keep that one going. It's Barlow who free balls it over. Chance for Bridgewater. Barlow again. How about that? Letting it all hang out. Kaylee Keough, soft touch and down. Excellent rally and point by Lynchburg. Abby Barlow right there in your screen, featuring prominently in that one. Excellent stuff from the sophomore. The pride of Stanton River High School, the Golden Eagles. So many great local high schools around here. A lot of great volleyball programs around here as well. Save that for another night because this game deserves our full attention. Kaylee Keough, back-to-back points. KK heating up, perhaps. It's a great effort on the far right sideline by Stoop to try to get there. More push-ups, yes. I think it's the push-up count is matching up with the Hornets' point total. I think that's what's happening on the Code Red sideline. Green, another one for Keough. Oh my goodness. Catching bodies out there. She didn't really find much of a seam in the defense, but she just found a player to whack it off of. Good strike from Kaylee Keough. The last 3 in a row for Lynchburg. There's a timeout on the court. The Hornets have taken the lead back. 11-10. There's KK, a chat with the head coach, Hannah Gibbons. And let's chat about our wonderful team tonight. As always, our director, Sam Rice. So nice, you got to say it twice. Sam Rice. Not as always. He's not always our director, but he's always doing excellent stuff. And we've got Maddie J on the replays tonight. Bryson, JP, Sebastian, and Ethan Moratsky are on the cameras. Ethan Moratsky, a member of that Lynchburg baseball team, that national champion Lynchburg baseball team. I don't know if we've talked about that quite enough during volleyball season. Of course, we don't want to take the spotlight away from the volleyball team, but yes, national champions, the Lynchburg baseball team. Lynchburg equestrian team with some national titles last season as well. Hashtag One Nation. Don't call it that for nothing. Josh Smith helping us out on the highlights. You'll be seeing those on social media. If you're not plugged into the Lynchburg social media, you really need to get plugged in. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the popular social media destinations, and whatever new ones we need to get on, we'll get there as well. But hashtag One Nation. And a shout out to our fearless leader, Tim LaDuca, who's down at the scorer's table, making sure everything is organized down there. Blackmore dig tight to the net. It was a tandem shot attempt by Meinhardt and Green. They're working hard up front. Green jump set for Meinhardt. Been a 2-woman game there for a bit. Blackmore will run in and pick that one up. No, excuse me, that was Barlow, and then Blackmore in the white libero jersey. It's one of those scrambled eggs kind of rallies. Everybody's going everywhere. Bridgewater will end up winning the point, tying the game back up. Snake eyes around, 11-11 in set 3. Kylie Robinson. I like her game as well. There's really nobody for Bridgewater you don't like their game. Been doing fabulous stuff. Maya Green took kind of an awkward swing. Good job by the Eagles to finish the point there. Again, kind of one of those out-of-system scramble type of points. The Eagles are really good at scoring out of system. 12-11. Barlow off the floor. Meinhardt, kind of over the shoulder shot. Self-defense from Morgan Clark. Cassie Blackmore went diving over her. Love the effort from Lynchburg. See if they can get something out of it. Keogh had the hot hand briefly, 3 points in a row. Stoop ran one down with one hand again. There's Cassie Blackmore, another great dig. Best in the conference statistically at that for a reason. She gets to it a lot and then stuffed up front. Oh, and then out of play. Another great point. I mean, another point that both teams are just letting it all hang out. You feel like Lynchburg is just a break away or a play away. 16 on 16 right there. That was Rachel Myers tooling it off of Ava Meinhardt. Back-to-back points for Bridgewater now, 14-11. Eagles up 3 again. It's more than back-to-back points, fans. I beg your pardon. It's actually 4 straight for Bridgewater. They trailed 11-10 at one point. Eagles really looking to surge ahead and put this game to bed. Huh. Stoop with 2 hands in front of her face to get that one from Kaylee Keogh. Keogh will get another shot. Lynchburg needs a point. They're down by 3. They've surrendered 4 in a row. Play's not over, is it? Soft whistle. They'll give the point to Bridgewater. Very soft whistle. Coach kind of apologized to Coach Hannah Givens, and he said, yeah, I know it was a soft whistle, but I had the call right. Another timeout on the court. We will observe this one and catch a breather. It's 15-11, Bridgewater by 4 in set 3. Looking to close it out against Lynchburg. Conclusion might be coming up next. See if the Hornets get a comeback going.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time.
Lynchburg dropped set 1 tonight, 25-18. Set 2 was the thriller, one to remember for a long time, but the Hornets also lose that one, 30-28. Bridgewater seems to have full momentum here, only up by 4. It's another one where Lynchburg, you don't know what's going to happen. Nice hack right there from Ava Meinhardt. You don't know what's going to happen here, but if Lynchburg does get swept, it's such a cruel game, volleyball. You can lose 3 sets to none and play a lot better than you would in, say, a 5-set game. It's just one that I know it's going to sting for Lynchburg. Game not over yet, though. Strange things happen in the land of volleyball and sports in general. Point for Bridgewater. They're still fierce on the attack. Number 16, Rachel Myers. Bridgewater's attack, I think, has gotten better and better as the night has gone on. I was wowed by their defense early. I think they've really gotten organized on the offensive end. And the transition game is part of that, too, switching from defense to offense. Reese Bainauer flying through the middle for a tip. Handled. There's another point. Far right side, Faith Depew. This Bridgewater attack is so multifaceted as well. So many different options. Lynchburg has that too. Ava Meinhardt really emerging as a great offensive weapon. Kaylee Keogh couldn't handle that. Morgan Clark went diving behind. They'll go down as an ace. Serve, receive, so important. That was on Coach Givens' scouting report and game plan. I think it is every game, but she knew it would be important against Bridgewater. You can't let too many of those go. Eagles by 6. But Lynchburg, I think, can take more positive takeaways from this than negative. There's a shot by Kaylee Keough. Finds an opening. I think much more positives than negatives for Lynchburg in this one. And who knows? As I said, the night is not over yet. Got to win this set. You win this set, and you kind of see where you're at. You got to take it 1 point at a time in any game. But specifically when you're already down 2 sets to none, I think so important to take it 1 shot at a time if possible. You see the scoreboard, you know the situation. If you're a Lynchburg player, you're paying attention. There's a timeout on the court for Bridgewater. Maybe subs coming into the game for the Eagles as they lead 19-13. We'll keep it right here for the moment and remind you again, we've got some great action on campus this week. Field hockey, men's soccer coming up tomorrow. We've got more volleyball. We've got 3 straight home games. This is game 1 in that 3-game stretch. Lynchburg will host Holland 7 p.m. this Friday night, September 29th. And then 11 a.m. Saturday, September 30th against Washington and Lee. It'll be brunch and volleyball. We'll get to talk about the ham and eggs and pancakes and all those other fun things. And then, as I mentioned one time, it's 6 out of the next 7 are at home for Lynchburg. And that's basically it for the home campaign for the Lynchburg Hornets volleyball team. They're 4-6 coming into this game. Looks like they might drop to 4-7. A 5-set loss Friday at Roanoke, which really hurt. Hornets had a kind of a wild week. They lost on the road to Randolph-Macon last week. That was a game where they won set 1. And then the home club came storming back there in Ashland to take the victory. But I just think so many things to like about this Lynchburg volleyball team. Feels like they're just a piece away. I don't even know what that piece is. I don't know what the change is or what they need to do differently. Sometimes it's just the consistency. Consistency is really the superpower in sports. We've seen glimpses of what this Lynchburg team is capable of. It's just putting it together set after set, point after point. Maybe that's the piece that is missing. Just that consistency. It is a young ball club. 1 senior for Lynchburg, 3 juniors, and a whole lot of sophomore and freshmen. Bridgewater's young too. There's a ball right in the middle of Blackmore and Keough, which I think is indicative of how the game is going for Lynchburg. I think in set 1 and 2, that play got made. But right now, behind the 8 ball, Lynchburg just doesn't have the momentum. And it's a good serve there from Madeline Walker as well. Let's give her some credit. It is not an easy serve to handle. Madeline Walker letting it fly for for Bridgewater. Speaking of letting it fly, good shot from Tori Williamson. Dug up again, block, dive by Spainauer. Can't get there, pounds the floor in frustration. Eagles are racking them up. They're only 2 away now, 3 away. It is 22-13. Your score on the screen is accurate. Reagan Shanahan came into the game for Lynchburg. She's a 5'7" freshman from Fredericksburg. And they picked out Reagan Shanahan. She could not handle that tough serve. This is Madeline Walker. Really getting in the groove from the service line. Now Bridgewater is 2 away. 23-13. Full 10-point advantage. Didn't see this coming after set 2 and even set 1. So competitive, so close. Could have gone either way. Good strike from Tori Williamson to get Lynchburg a much-needed point. But yeah, didn't see Bridgewater getting out to a 10-point lead. Momentum, back to that momentum piece. So important in this game. Bridgewater just has all of it right now. That momentum, can you make it play over your head and can just force the other team into some mistakes that they don't normally make. Salafou, she wants another, she gets another. Good play there. Nice night for Princess Salafou all the way around. Came into the set with 5 kills. I think she is up to 7 now. Unofficial statistics, as always. Spainauer going to push one to the corner. Found the open spot. There's something building for Lynchburg, perhaps. Never know. And that's the key about taking it one shot at a time, and the coaches that preach that, the teams that live that seem to be the best because they're not as affected by the momentum. They don't get caught up in the big rallies quite as much. They play each point like it's a tie ball game. Doesn't matter what the score is. Just long from Tori Williamson. Cassie Blackmore checking back into the game. It is a match point for Bridgewater here. 24-16. 24-16. Stites will serve it. She'd like to end it. She served well all game. Long deep breath, long look at the volleyball. Gets it across the net. Salafu up tempo, did skip off. Yep, some contact there from the Bridgewater block. That's a point for Lynchburg. Another good one from Princess Salafu. Solid night for her. And that's what those seniors bring, is back to that word consistency. They seem to perform at the high level all the time. Maybe it's not always the A+, but you're not going to have too many off nights from your veterans, I think. Whereas the young players, sometimes you get the A+, other times you get the C-, just depending on the night. 24-17, still a match point for Bridgewater, and they're going to get it. Eagles win it. Eagles snap a 4-game losing streak. They move to 10-5 on the season. Bridgewater now 3-2 in the ODAC. For Lynchburg, they fall to 4-7, 1-4 in conference play. And it is a record that is not really reflective or indicative of how much talent this Lynchburg team has. Ran up against a good Bridgewater squad tonight. We spent all match raving about how good Bridgewater's defense was. Their offense got going as well. I thought the Eagles were great at the service line. That was an area we thought maybe they would be vulnerable. Maybe Lynchburg would have the edge in serving and serve-receive. Seemed like Bridgewater did an outstanding job of taking control in that area as well. Great crowd tonight. I think they got to see some exciting stuff. It doesn't go Lynchburg's way. It's a 3-set sweep, a victory for Bridgewater. We're back with volleyball Friday night as Lynchburg hosts Hollins at 7 p.m. More action at the net on Saturday, September 30th. Lynchburg will take on Washington and Lee right here inside Turner Gymnasium. Big thanks to all of our LHSN crew. Thank you for watching, and we'll have more volleyball coming up for you in the future. Lynchburg fans, stay tuned to the social media spots and the website as well. Kyle Haney saying so long from inside Turner Gymnasium. Bridgewater wins it. They beat Lynchburg 3-0 to get their 10th win of the season.